Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. Cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. Cause you are the one for me. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. Cause you are the one for me. You just believe, 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 Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. Cause you are the one for me. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. Cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart.
Yes, people, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're tuning from, or whenever you're tuning in from in the world. Good afternoon, good day to you. I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another stream. We've had a quiet few days. Haven't done much content in the last week. I've had a few things to attend to with family and that sort of thing. And also, you know what? It was probably a good time to take a small bit of a hiatus because pretty well not a lot has happened. Not a lot has happened until the last sort of day or two, really, I think it's fair to say. So listen, we're going to get into whatever's been going on. You see the Rui Pinto stuff in the title. We're going to break that down a bit. We're going to talk about Kimmich. We're going to talk about Dani Olmo today. Some news about Dani Olmo came out. We may start with Dani Olmo because it's the latest. But yeah, do us a favor, man. Hit the like button. Hit that like button, people. The likes really help the algorithm. We're 9 subs away from 9.1k. So yeah, hit the like button, people, and subscribe if you're new around here. Link in the chat if anybody that isn't a channel member would like to be a channel member. But yeah, hit that like button. Big up Nick, big up Darsh, big up Tommy. Welcome everybody. Say hello in the chat and I'll shout you out. City Action news. There's no City Action news, by the way. Phil Foden has left the England camp and returned to the UK for a press and family matter. He'll be back. Phil Foden will be back in Germany for the round of 16. He's going to play in the round of 16, 100%. But listen, Joe, how are you, mate? It's been a couple of days since we streamed. You're alive and well, which is great to see.
I'm alive and well, but I'm so fucking hot. It's unreal. I'm not dealing well with the heat. My room is so hot, but I'm alive. To be honest, I'm just bored. Like, I cannot wait for the return of club football. My international hopes are killing me. My international side are boring the life out of me, and there is no transfer news to make up for it. So,
well, today there is.
Well, today there is, but for the last week, it's been just so negative transfer news. Like, Bruno's release clause expires tonight, and it's like, I've known for a little bit that we probably won't be paying their release clause, and we didn't pay the release clause. Like, other than that, I mean, I'm okay. Apart from I'm bored out of my mind whenever England play, but they only play once every few days, so in and around that, it's calm. I'm enjoying the Euros still. Like, the games around England are still pretty good, so.
Yeah. Other than England, the Euros is pretty good. But I don't particularly give a shit about England, do I? Big up Matthew Hoyle, big up Jason's, big up lads. Who's your intro tune, by the way, Hugh? Tune. Yeah, it's a good tune, man. It's by a DJ from Ireland. There should be a link in the description if you want to download it or have a go at it, whatever. It's good. It's kind of our anthem around here. So yeah, listen, big up everybody. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Let's get those likes up. 45 in the building. Let's try and get up to 30 likes as soon as possible. Right, let's start with Dani Olmo, man. Let's start with Dani Olmo. People seem to take me on board as some sort of an ITK. All I do is tweet. I just tweet what I see and tweet what I hear. And you probably see and hear the same things as me more often than not. And I tweeted, City are trying to close a Dani Olmo deal rapid because reports are coming out from Spain suggesting that City are trying to complete a deal for Dani Olmo this week. This week, the report says, which is quite an outlandish thing to say for any journalist to put. For any football journalist, yeah, who dabbles in the transfer news, yeah, they rarely put a time frame on anything. So there's less likelihood of it coming back to bite them in the arse, yeah? If you put a time frame on something, you're kind of putting yourself on the chopping board a little bit, because then if it doesn't happen, people can go, well, you said it would happen this week, or you said it would happen in 10 days' time, and it never happened, or else it happened later than you said, or you know what I'm kind of talking about. Anyway, this Spanish journalist says, I can't even find the guy now, but anyway, he says we're trying to close a deal for Dani Olmo this week, which is very, very surprising, and I find it hard to believe. I'm gonna be honest, people. I find it hard to believe, considering he's at the Euros, isn't he? He's at the Euros, playing for Spain. And now, obviously, his agent could deal with negotiations and that sort of thing. But I highly doubt Dani Olmo would be willing to put pen to paper or even agree to anything while his focus is very much on Spain, who have a chance at winning the Euros. And is this something City would be doing right now? I don't know. We have shown interest in Dani Olmo before. We have done. Pep has been an admirer of Dani Olmo apparently for a long time. But we've kind of put our eggs in the basket of Bruno G. We have Savio coming in. There's talk of Ederson leaving, Gomez leaving. This is very out of the blue, I suppose, Joe. Yeah, and he's very injury prone, of course, Andrew W.
Just does not strike me with the most confidence ever, if I'm going to be honest. It's not a signing that I'm looking at and going, yeah, you know what, I want a bit of that. I'm kind of the opposite, where I'm looking at that and kind of going, I'd rather not, to be honest. I really don't see it. I don't see it. Is Pep a fan because he's Spanish? If I'm going to be honest, we've played against Leipzig multiple times in the last few years, in the Champions League. I don't think I can name you a memorable Dani Olmo performance against us. I really don't think I can. It's just not the transfer I was looking for. Because I still think we need a sizable summer. We need to bring in, a good couple of players in a good couple of different positions. And I'm looking for proper quality, because we've just had a summer where we've signed projects we've let Gundogan and Mahrez go and signed Doku and Nunes, and Kovacic isn't really a project. But those type of players where it might take a couple of years to actually see, what they're about and reap the benefits of that. If this is going to be Pep's last year, I don't really want to do that again. I want to sign quality players. I want to sign players who are going to make an impact instantly to try and maximise the window, if it is just the 1 year that we've got left. So I don't really see Dani Olmo. I'm not totally ruling it out, but I totally get the point of it's just not going to happen in the next week. It's just not. He's at the Euros. Transfers probably for the most part won't happen until mid-July, when players have finished the Euros, when players have either been knocked out or the competition's just ended and players are on holiday and then they start figuring out their future. It's just not going to happen. Transfers like that rarely happen, and if they do, it usually has an effect on their playing time at the Euros. I remember the summer that we signed Grealish. He didn't really play in those Euros. He was on the bench. He didn't really feature because he was negotiating a move. He was getting on with his future, so he didn't really play. So it's just a distraction. And I mean, with the way I've seen Spain so far in the Euros, they should probably consider themselves one of the favourites. I'm pretty sure they got 3 wins from 3 in their group. They beat Italy, Croatia. They're playing good football. They have a relatively deep squad as well. They could probably consider themselves or having a good chance of winning the competition. And maybe Dani Olmo thinks he could play a part in that. I don't think he's thinking about leaving. I don't think he's under any real pressure. So I don't get the whole in the next week. I don't really get the time frame. I wouldn't necessarily just roll out the transfer completely because I think the market is quite scarce just all around, really. There's not really an abundance of talent in terms of players, managers, whatever. There's just not. But I just don't want it. I just don't. If I'm going to be honest, and I think you're the same. I don't see it. I don't get it.
I think the market's at an all-time low, if I'm being totally honest. I think it's potentially at an all-time low in terms of, top quality players on the market that will make you go, yeah, that's exciting, or that's the kind of player I want to sign. Even throw it back 8 years ago, 10 years ago, there's players everywhere that you go, I would like them. I would have them, no problem. But now we're talking about players like Dani Olmo, and look, he's a good player and that sort of thing, Dani Olmo, but he scored that hat-trick, didn't he, was it him that scored the hat-trick against Bayern Munich in their version of the Charity Shield? And he was hyped up. I'm looking at his stats for the season here overall. 25 games played, 8 goals, 5 assists. And 3 of those 8 goals were obviously in that DFL Super Cup. So other than outside their Charity Shield, he scored 5 goals and 5 assists. Now, what I will say about Dani Olmo, which is why it's easy to link him to Manchester City. Look, if you're a transfer journalist and you're looking for a bit of engagement, a few clicks, and you're trying to get your ad revenue up, it's quite easy to link players to Man City, first of all, because we have the cash to buy top players. And second of all, it's easy to find players that would fall under the Man City midfield kind of, criteria, because he plays attacking mid, he's played right wing, and he's played left wing. He's played predominantly on the right wing for Leipzig this season, but he plays as a forward, which would appeal to Pep Guardiola, wouldn't it? These are the kind of things we talk about regularly on this channel. Pep is very hesitant usually to go for a position-specific player, other than a Haaland, a Rodri, and these kind of players. Pep likes to buy his players that will play in an array of positions. Even look at De Bruyne over the years. We've seen De Bruyne play on the right, on the left. We've seen him play as a false 9. Foden has played left wing, right wing, false 9, 10. Bernardo, wing, 10, 8, whatever. Gundogan, 6, 8. You catch my drift here, people. So that's why it's easy to link Olmo to City, because, I suppose jigsaw puzzle wise, his versatility would appeal to Pep Guardiola. But is he a good enough footballer? Yeah, Sterling, of course, too. Exactly, Kishon. False 9, wing, whatever. These kind of players are easy to link to Man City. But is he good enough to play for Manchester City? Is he what we need? Maybe. But I could say that about lots of players in the world right now. Do you know what I'm saying? I could say maybe about a lot of players, because look, when you have Pep Guardiola and the coaching staff we do, you usually have a fair bit of faith that whoever we sign Pep will make them a 20% better player. Now, it hasn't happened in every case. You look at your Calvin Phillipses, you look at your, I don't know, there's plenty more that didn't really bang, but more often than not, Pep gets another 20% out of a player, and so on and so forth. Is Dani Olmo someone that we require? I think we require another attacking midfielder. I do. I think we require another versatile attacker. I just don't know, is it Dani Olmo, Joe?
It's just not for me. Like, I'm looking at options around what? The ballpark is around 60 million, isn't it, for Dani Olmo? I'm looking at options around that and going, would I rather have Eze or Olmo? Probably lean more towards Eze because I know he can, cut it in the Premier League. That's kind of my thinking. I know Elise is off to Bayern, but again, similar thing. I'd rather have Elise than Dani Olmo. I'd rather try more for that. Like, I just don't get Dani Olmo. I don't really see it. His numbers don't impress me. I don't know how you can watch Leipzig as well, by the way, if you watch any Leipzig games. I don't know how you watch Leipzig and the one player you pick out is Dani Olmo. Xavi Simons plays for Leipzig. I'm much more impressed with him. I know it's a bit more difficult because he plays for PSG. He was only on loan, and they don't want to permanently sell him. They're open to loaning him out again, which, he wants. He doesn't, because he doesn't really see a future with PSG. So he wants to leave, but they won't let him go permanently. So it's kind of off the table. But, I mean, he's a better player. For me, Xavi Simons is a better player, younger player as well, I'm pretty sure, than Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo doesn't wow me. He just doesn't get me excited. It's not a signing where I look at 60 million and going, there's probably just better options. Like, realistically, there's probably just better options for that price tag. I know it's not that Dani Olmo's a bad player, like a terrible player, but I just think for 60 million there are better options. If that is the sort of player that you're looking for, where you go, I'll spend 60 million here for an option, and then have maybe a bit more to spend elsewhere, then fine. But Dani Olmo probably comes down a couple of names on that list.
I agree. Yes, AK4P. Good to see you, man. Guys, just a reminder, there's 80 people in the building. We're now 30 likes, man. Let's get the likes up to 50, man. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Big up the king, professional idiot with a new profile? New
persona.
New persona. He says, I want my money back that I didn't spend to watch Haram Borth Crapgate manage England into the ground. First of all, congratulations on your new persona and your new profession. And second of all, yeah, I want the money back that I didn't spend either on the time I spent watching a country that I'm not from bore me to death. I got a photo of my dad actually asleep. My dad sat down and was like, oh, I'm going to watch England and see what they're like. Actually asleep, watching England. And he woke up in the 80th minute after falling asleep in the 30th minute going, did I miss anything? And I had to actually think about it. Did you miss anything? No, you didn't miss anything. So you missed 50 odd minutes of the game and nothing really happened. But I mean, Joe, you don't need to talk about it too much, but yeah, they're shit, aren't they?
Yeah, we are so bad. I almost called it as well, by the way. What did I say before the tournament started? I said it to you. I said it'd be 2 1-0s and a 0-0 draw. We got a 1-0 or 1-1 and a 0-0. We've topped a group with 1 win and 2 goals scored. That is fucking shocking. It's the lowest scoring group stage. Like, it's the lowest scoring group in, like, international football history, like in terms of tournament football. It's shocking. Absolutely bad. I hope and I pray that your next persona is professional England manager or professional manager or something. Put me out of my misery. Put me out of my misery.
Yeah,
because,
there you go.
we need someone else, man. That guy is just I don't know whether you clocked it, but pre-kickoff, the commentators were bigging it up. They were like, oh, England have had some soul searching. They've had deep conversations about what went wrong and trained on it. I watched them yesterday. They did the same shit they did in the other 2 games. They just put Conor Gallagher in instead, who, by the way, that was his one change. He got hooked at half-time. So it just kind of tells you how it's going, really. He made one change to a team that wasn't working, and that one change didn't even last more than 45 minutes. It's just so bad.
Nah. It's we're trying to refrain from talking about England anymore on this channel for now. Anyway, professionally, they're just shit. They're just shit. I'm sorry. They're hard to watch. they're hard to warm to. But let's get back to transfers, people. Let's get back to transfers. So the extra tweet. Okay, let me have a look.
No, it's just the Foden stuff again.
It's the Foden stuff, yeah, man. He's probably had someone's probably ill, or someone may have passed away, or something along those lines, and he has to go back and see to it. But he'll rejoin the England camp, I'd say, in 2-3 days, and he'll be back for the round of 16 game. So look, whatever has happened to his family, I hope it's okay, and I hope whatever issue you have is resolved soon, or all that good stuff. But professional idiot member of 2 months. Look, lads, it's not coming home. It's not coming home. Professional idiot, it's not coming home.
Yes.
Oh, it's not coming home.
Put me out my misery and my suffering. Do you know what the worst part about it is, right? Now, obviously, when it comes to your national team, right, you don't really have too much hope. Like, you might have a sort of, maybe we can make a tournament, but deep down that there's like no hope of winning anything. So it's kind of calm if like nothing happens. You have fun, you watch your team, they might not be great, but you don't expect anything. That's the whole point. You don't really expect much. With England, it's the opposite. We have so much talent that the expectation is there and the hope is there. And then they turn up and play like that, and it's soul destroying because you have so much hope that this is the best crop of England players that I mean, I'm not old enough to remember previous generations, but this is like probably the best crop of players in terms of attacking wise that we've ever had. And we've scored 2 goals in 3 games against Serbia, Slovenia, and Denmark.
Yep. Professionally, at least we have Hugh's iPhone and Rubber Joe's to keep us company. We have officially paid for the company now through your memberships, gifting, pressure in your super chats. Now we're just sorting out merchandise and stock and that sort of thing. So Rubber Joe's is a fully functioning company now, and Joe is a proud CEO of his own condom company. So congratulations to Joe, W Joe in the chat. Right, people, hit the like button. Let's get back to transfers, man. Let's get back to transfers. My mood was starting to drop there listening to that England talk. So yeah, hit the like button. Let's get to 50 likes, man. 19 in the building. I'm not even on 50 likes. What's going on? What are you doing, man? Right, let's talk about Kimmich, man. Let's talk about Joshua Kimmich, because it's apparently it's popping off with Kimmich. Where have City Extra got this news up, or who else? Who else had it up, man? The Joshua Kimmich stuff, people. Where can I find that? Kimmich for 30 to 40 million euro. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Apparently, Kimmich is available to get this summer for 30 Manchester iconic. That's it. 30 to 40 million euro, which you're looking at about 25 million pounds. You're essentially paying for Kimmich what you paid for Kovacic. Now, I have made it pretty crystal clear to you lot. I would prefer Guimaraes. I would. If you offer me player for player, pound for pound, and everything that comes with it, I'd prefer Guimaraes. But if you're telling me Kimmich is available for 25 M's, we could have a conversation. But there's a lot more to it. You see that price tag of 30 to 40 million euro? Yeah, his agent's going to want some cash. There's going to be a big signing on fee. And then there's the small matter of the fuckers on stupid wages. Yeah, he's on 375 grand a week. I promise you now for a fact, people, we're not giving him that. But anyway, you see this news, Joe. I'm going to get it up here anyway, but you give me your thoughts.
I mean, would you say number one target now that Guimaraes' release clause has expired? I don't really know what to make with the whole Bruno release clause expired, because it seems to me anybody who was interested, right, there was no chance, no intention that anybody was going to pay 100 million for his release clause. So does it really matter that his release clause has expired if nobody was going to pay it anyway? If nobody was like, I'm not paying 100 million for that, like, it's just not worth it. He's not worth that kind of money. Does that release clause expiring actually matter? I don't think it really changes too much, but I still think if we weren't going to pay the release clause, we weren't going to get him, because Newcastle could probably find the way to manoeuvre their way around PSR and all these other bollocks rules to the point where they don't have to sell him. So does Kimmich then become number one? I think the biggest stumbling point, or the stumbling block there, is just the wages. Like, I don't think I've ever been against the idea of signing Kimmich. I know a lot of people in the chat have kind of, been like Kimmich, he's available for cheap, and he's good, and he's good, he's very good. But I've kind of been in the same boat as you, where I've just preferred Bruno Guimaraes. Like that was my number one. But I've never been of the opinion of to say I don't want Kimmich. It was just a matter of preference. I just think if he's not willing to lower the wages, it just kind of becomes one of them where I don't think City will go, you know what, we'll put you on par with Haaland. We'll put you on par with Foden, De Bruyne. It's just not going to happen. So if he doesn't take a wage cut, I just won't sign him. We'll find something else. Now, it terrifies the life out of me to say your number one and your number two, holding midfield backup options, trying to save Rodri, you're not going to sign your number one or your number two. Who the hell is number three? That's what kind of scares me if we don't do this. Because it looks good on paper, doesn't it? 40 million euros for a Champions League winning player who can play multiple different positions in the prime of his career. Like, it's a fucking steal, really, isn't it? But you look at wages and all the other things, and it's like, I don't think I'm comfortable with him having like a multi-year contract, being one of the highest paid players, coming into the club being one of the highest paid players from the get-go. It just doesn't really sit right with me, to be honest.
Unless your name is Erling Haaland, it's not very probable that City will buy someone in and make them the highest earner at the club. It's just not the way we operate. We have the facilities to do it. Of course we do. We absolutely do. But it's just not the way City traditionally operate, is it? We usually like to, if it's a player as good as Kimmich or someone with a bit of a profile already, you'll give them a good fee and it'll rise, or there'll be new contracts and that sort of thing down the line. I find it very unrealistic to see City giving him anywhere close to what he's on now. If he's on 375 a week, I could see City giving him 250. I could see City giving him 250 and saying, look, if you want to play for us, you want to play with our players under our manager and our likelihood of success, you're going to have to accept an initial wage decrease, and it could increase depending on performances, appearances, and so on and so forth. But look, I like Kimmich. I'm a big fan of Kimmich, and I think he would be obviously a welcomed asset to us, a versatile player. He knows Pep well. But the funny thing with this whole situation is there has been actually nothing indicating City are really interested. Genuinely. It's more just us speculating, and it's more us looking at news coming out of Germany. There has been little to nothing suggesting City actually want Joshua Kimmich, or City are looking at Joshua Kimmich. It was pretty clear that City were really interested in Bruno Guimaraes, but the release clause was kind of putting us off. How that will pan out now, we don't know. Maybe City will, over the course of July and August, go, yeah, we'll try and conjure up a deal for Bruno G. But when it comes to Kimmich, there's not been a lot to suggest, has there? It's kind of just speculation and trying to put two and two together, saying this would work. But are the club feeling this would work? I don't know. I mean, there's even people saying that we should go and get Gundo back. Now, look, my heart and my love for Gundo is greater than most people in the world. But City will not go back. City will not get Gundo back. I promise you that for a fact. So it's just speculation, Joe, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no concrete links. There's no big journalists coming out and saying that we want him. It's kind of just we have a positional need, and he's available because he kind of wants to leave. Is what I'm kind of getting the feeling of what I'm reading. Is it's not the fact that he's thinking on leaving because he's got interest. He's just kind of thinking on leaving, so then the interest is being generated. It's the other way around, where he's kind of holding out on signing a new contract, and Bayern are kind of looking at that and going, well, if you're not going to sign, then you're free to leave. We'll listen to offers, and because we need a player in that position, you put two and two together, like you said, and our name comes up, and it's just like it makes sense.
Do you know what it's like, the Kimmich thing? Kimmich is Bayern Munich's Bernardo Silva. Yeah,
oh dear Lord.
They've always told Kimmich, we will listen to offers. Well, they've always told him that, but no one's ever come in with a proper offer. No one's ever put a bid in for Kimmich and said, we want Kimmich. Let's have a negotiation here. Let's try and get this deal done. And for all the summers gone by, it's always been Barcelona might get Bernardo, AC Milan might get Bernardo, PSG might get Bernardo, but no one fucking does it. No one pulls the trigger. Now we're sitting on Bernardo with a 50 million release clause, and still no one's pulling the trigger or looks likely to pull the trigger. That's the way I feel about Kimmich. They've always told him we'll listen to offers, and the offer, the demand for what they want for him has always lowered and lowered and lowered. It was 80 million not long ago. Then it went down to 60. Now we're looking at 30 to 40. And still nothing concrete.
Yeah,
now look,
don't even get me started on Barcelona, honestly. I can't believe
Barcelona
that fucking
one, man.
They're going to they are actively looking to sell Ilkay Gundogan after one season of picking him up on a free transfer because they need cash for FFP rules. Don't get me fucking started on them signing Haaland, Alvarez, fucking Kimmich, all these other players. They can't afford it. They're having to sell free transfers.
Yeah, dead club, man, dead club. I mean, Nitin Patel, who I know has been at war with Martin a bit recently, says City is looking at a few more cheapsters like Palacios and Nana when they lose all target and sign desperate signing. And he also went in on me for talking about 250k a week. Kimmich would be salary with 350k a week. He deserves a bit of it. He doesn't. Or you can say he does deserve 350 grand a week at Man City, but I promise you Man City won't. I'm not on the board at City. I don't deal with the transfers, but if you know anything about the way City operate in the transfer market, we will not give Kimmich 350 grand a week. I'll put my house, this structure I'm sitting in right now talking to you lot, I promise you, I'll put this on the line. City will not give Kimmich 350 grand a week. They just won't. They may say, we'll start you off on 250, and depending on appearances, stats, trophies, in 12 months it can go up to 275, then 300. He will not walk into Man City on 350k a week. He won't. Unless your name is Erling Haaland, it does not happen. And Haaland is a striker. The strikers get paid the big bucks anyway. And see with the Kimmich thing anyway, it may say 30 to 40 million, but it'll be a bit like when we signed Haaland anyway. We paid Haaland's release clause of 51 million, whatever it was. But we had to pay mega agent fees for Haaland. We did. We paid something like 20 million to Raiola's estate and something like 20 million to Alfie Haaland, just to get the Haaland to sit at to sign the contract. They'll be similar for Joshua Kimmich. So it's not just as clear cut as, well, you see Bild, who are reliable, to be fair, in Germany. I'm pretty sure Christian Falk runs Bild, and he's a big dog transfer journalist in Germany. They're saying it's 30 to 40 million price tag. There's a lot more to it. You've got your agent fees, your signing on fees, and then there's the fucker wants mega wages. Of course, look, it's not my money. Don't support a bank. If it was totally up to me, go and pay it. Whatever. Go and pay it. Pay it for Bruno too. Get Bruno and Kimmich. Why not? But City won't do that. City won't do that.
Not as simple, because Fraser in the chat is hammering this point home. There's going to be a fucking wage cap in the next few years. There's fucking new rules coming in about how much you can spend on like agent fees and signing on fees and how much you can spend on wages. Like, you need to be careful with this shit. We can't just go into a United and give fucking God knows Sancho 300 grand a week and all that. We can't do that. Like, it does not make sense to sign a player and go, yeah, you're instantly one of the highest paid players at the club, unless you are an otherworldly type player like a Haaland, who scores 52 in one season, where it's warranted being one of the highest paid players at the club instantly. It's not worth it. Unless you are signing one of the big dogs, which Kimmich, for as good as he is, he's not one of the big dogs. No. You're basically signing Kimmich, and if you put him on the money that he's on now, he's on more than Rodri. Is he better than Rodri? Is he fuck? No, not a chance. Like, it's all relative. It's all relative. You can't just go and spend silly money. If Real Madrid are going to go and do that, fine, let Real Madrid do that. Let them piss up another Champions League.
Yeah, but they don't have a wage cap. They're not getting a wage cap.
They don't have a wage cap, so let them go and do whatever the hell they want. It literally, it doesn't bother. If they want to go and turn the Champions League into a Farmers League, because let's be honest, when you win that many in a row, we know it firsthand, it then becomes a Farmers League and boring. So if the Real Madrid want to make the Champions League boring, because, you know, if we're going by all this tribalism bollocks and saying if the same team wins it over and over again, like we win the Premier League, it's boring. If Real Madrid want to go and make it boring, and sign all the good players. Mbappe, go and sign Kimmich, keep hold of what they've got as well. Rodrigo, Vinicius, etc., etc. I don't need to go on. We've said it a million times. If they want to go do that, then fine. There's no rules in place to say that they can't. It'd be good for business. They'd win trophies. It makes sense for them. If they want to go and give Kimmich 300 grand a week on top of their stupid wages that they have over in La Liga, that's fine with me.
That's just the way they operate. Madrid can do whatever the hell they want. You know what I'm saying? People talk about corruption and politics in football. They're at the height of it. They're at they sit at the top of the table when it comes to doing whatever the fuck you want. Rules don't apply to clubs like Real Madrid. That's just the reality. You know what I'm saying? That's how they can sign all these players. Real Madrid, Royal Madrid. Yeah. You talk about state-backed clubs. They're essentially state-backed by Spain. No, promise you people, no bank in Spain will ever bounce a check off Real Madrid. No bank in Spain will ever tell Real Madrid, you can't spend this money, or we're not going to give you this money, we're not going to loan you this money, we're not going to help you out financially, because it's bad for fucking business. If you go to war with Real Madrid as a business in Spain or a bank in Spain, you are losing so much business because half of fucking Spain, more than half of Spain, supports Real Madrid. And South America and all these places, Central America. You know what I'm saying? You cannot fuck with Real Madrid. They do what they want. They can pay whatever they want to Mbappe, Vinicius. And the thing is, the reason it works for them is because they're like a cult, yeah? Real Madrid are like a cult. Players from like South America, players from even Europe now, of course, too. You see with Mbappe like idolizing Real Madrid. They just want to play for Real Madrid. They just fucking love Real Madrid. Like you see Rodrigo, yeah? If you're Rodrigo and you see Mbappe walk through the door, Vinny's already there, Arda Güler's on the way up, Endrick's on the way in, and whoever the fuck else they have, Valverde's there, Bellingham's there, and all these big names. If you're Rodrigo, you go, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here because I need to play some football, man. Because I'm not sure where I'm going to get guaranteed football. But he's blinded by the cult. He's like, no. I want to play for Real Madrid. I'm here at Real Madrid. I'm staying at Real Madrid. That's why it works for them. Because Real Madrid will keep buying all the best players and have them all at once for 2-3 seasons. Then they'll shave off the ones that aren't really quite good enough. And they'll be like your Odegaards. They'll go on and play for Arsenal's and Liverpool's, United's, whoever's. They'll shave them off. And what's left at Real Madrid then is your Galacticos, your Mbappe, your Vinny's, your all these kind of players. I'll put money on it, people. There's 116 of you in the building right now. First of all, hit that like button. I'm going to make a bet with you lot. Bellingham will not be at Real Madrid in 3 years' time. Promise you.
All right, Lee Gunner. So he said. I saw a clip. He said that he's the least technical midfielder they have, and that in a few years he's not going to be there. That's what he said. What Lee Gunner said, and
I think Lee Gunner's talking facts. Then if that's what he said.
I mean, he is the least technical midfielder. Just watch him for fucking England. There's no technical ability. It's just fucking passion. That's all it is. There's not really much technical ability about him. So, is he going to be there long term? Depends. It really depends on what goes down with all of the superstar players. I mean, I don't actually think people are understanding how bad that is for football. What the rules that we have in place, not the Real Madrid stuff. It's fine. They're ungoverned. They can basically just do what they want. It's fair enough. They can afford to do it. They're under no pressure. They want to dominate. That's fine with them. But they don't have a cap. They don't really have many financial rules that they have to abide by. The fact that the English Premier League, the English football system is implementing financial rules and regulations. You got PSR and APT and wage caps. That's bad for football. We are going to fall behind as a league in terms of European competition. How long do you realistically think that the English clubs can compete with the Spanish clubs if we have a cap on wages and the Spanish clubs can basically spend what they want? Like in terms of just from a footballing point of view, if they're uncapped and we have a cap and we have rules to abide by that basically handicap us, how long do you reckon we could compete? Because if Real Madrid are going out and signing Mbappe and giving him fucking stupid money, 700 grand a week or whatever, and then looking at Kimmich go, yeah, I'll give him 350, and then looking at Bellingham and going, yeah, wage increase here, and giving these top players top wages, which they can do. It's fine. It's football. Like I'm not against the idea of being able to do that, but it is literally illegal for us to do the same. There's not an English club that can do that, what Real Madrid are doing, because it's illegal. Like, it's against the rules that we have in this country to be able to do that. Realistically, we're going to fall behind, and the chances of an English club winning the Champions League, becoming a European champion, like, it just gets lower by the minute, because we just keep doing these stupid things of introducing nonsense rules when all the other big dogs in Europe are allowed to basically do what they want. It's, again, like you said, it's like a cult. They're allowed to basically do whatever, and you know, for them it's normal, but we can't do that.
Well, I'm looking at their wage bill here, right? And this is Mbappe has not been included in this yet. Mbappe has not been put down yet. Out of a 23-man squad, there are 8 players earning less than 200 grand a week. 8, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 earning 400 grand a week or more, and then you throw Mbappe in there, so that'll be 6. So 6 players earning 400 grand a week or more.
We can't do that over here. It's literally impossible.
No.
It's ridiculous. And then you look at Barcelona. Barcelona are in so much financial trouble. And even there was Frankie de Jong on 700 grand a week. It's fucking ludicrous, the wages that they have over there. But they're allowed to do it. You know, we're not allowed to go and do that.
721 grand a week. 721 grand a week. Lewandowski 520 grand a week, and then Gundo's the third highest on 360. So Barca have 2 players on over 500 grand a week and 1 player on over 700 grand a week.
There is not a single Premier League player that is on 500 grand a week. Kevin De Bruyne is the highest earner. He's on what, 400?
Yeah, he's on about 400. Yeah.
Like, we cannot you know the phrase that we hear a lot from rival fans. We cannot compete. We literally cannot compete with those wage packets. That's why it's ridiculous to say that Kimmich should come in and immediately be one of the highest earners just because Real Madrid would give him the money. Real Madrid would give him the money because wages to them mean fuck all. Wages to us, we got rules to abide by. We can't just go giving out silly money to new signings. It doesn't make sense.
Real Madrid, because of the cult nature of their club that I keep talking about, they do have little loopholes and that kind of helps facilitate them in paying these wages. The most obvious one being the fact that they own every player's image rights. So everybody that signs for Real Madrid, they own their image rights. So Real Madrid are making money off Mbappe's image. Real Madrid were making money off Ronaldo's image, which probably helps facilitate quite a lot of the wages and all that kind of thing. But, you know, Real Madrid is the only club in the world probably that can say to an Mbappe or say to a Ronaldo or whoever, if you're signing for us, we're taking your image rights. You know, like when Mbappe was at PSG, he openly told PSG, "You're not having any of my image rights. I'm getting all my image rights." So yeah, money, exactly. Oh, Phil Foden is becoming. Phil Foden has flown home to be present for the birth of his 3rd child and is expected to be back with England squad at Euro 2024 by Sunday. Congratulations! Hit the soundboard, Joe. Congrats to Phil.
I still think it is absolutely mental that he's 24 and he's got 3 kids.
Oh, listen, more power to him, man. Congratulations, Phil Foden.
But at least him going home, it's not anything bad. Because I did get worried for a second when it said family matter. I was like, oh dear, something's happened.
Think of death, don't you? You think of death or something like that.
You always think someone's ill, someone's dying, someone's dead. No, he's got another child. Another child.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations to the Foden clan, getting ever bigger. Now, hopefully it's a boy, and, you know, we get him into the City Academy nice and soon. We start Project Foden nice and early. As soon as he pops out now today or tomorrow.
We got Ronnie.
Yeah, we got Ronnie, man. He's going to be in the academy sometime soon, I'm sure. You know, as soon as this next one pops out, straight Project Foden. Undergo Project Foden. We want as many Fodens coming through the system as possible. You know what, Foden? If you're on 3 kids now, I want 6 in 2 years' time.
I want an entire back 4, mate. Come on, no pressure.
I want an entire front 5, 2 midfielders, 2 wingers, and a striker of just Fodens. Yeah, so keep popping those kids out.
If they can play the positions that you can play, you make an army of them. Then yeah, we'll be sorted.
Congratulations to the Foden clan, man. Congratulations to the Foden clan. Right, where were we? Joshua Kimmich. Do I think it'll happen? No, I don't. Do you, Joe?
Unless there's some minor miracle and he manages to shave off like almost 200 grand a week. Well, I say at least 100 grand a week of his wages. Sacrifice at least 100k. No.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Hugh, you gonna do a Euro watch along or not? Hell nah. God no. That market is too saturated, man. Let Saeed and Matisse and those guys run that space, man. None of you want to sit here and watch me watch the Euros. Do you know what I mean, man?
Yeah, let's watch someone else watch the Euros. It's hot and just kind of want to enjoy the football, really, don't you? Because that group, by the way, that Belgian group is mad because all 4 teams are on 3 points. So that is a mad group.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to this criminal Rui Pinto. But 110 in the building, 70 likes. Let's get up to 100 likes, man. Let's see how fast we can hit 100 likes, man. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and link in the chat if anybody wants to be a channel member, man. So yeah, I know it's not as much content as there usually is, but there's a lot going on right now. So me and Joe, we're only really going to stream when the stuff we actually want to talk about and stuff we're talking about. Going to try to get a panel together for Friday, maybe Friday, if I can figure it out. Maybe Saturday. I don't know. I'll chat to the lads about the panel. But right, let's do Rui Pinto, man. Let's do Rui Pinto, because that was popping off during the week. When this kind of stuff comes out, I love being a bait on Twitter. I love winding people up on Twitter because anything about legalities or potential for City to get cooked, the footballing world goes crazy. Yeah, they're all like, "Oh, so there is evidence. You are guilty. Big up Rui Pinto." Now, let me tell you first of all, yeah, City have 115 charges. Rui Pinto has 300. I know who I'm believing. You know what I'm saying? The guy with 300 charges or the guy with 115? Yeah. I wanna know who you believe first of all. But anyway, the report from the Daily Mail: breaking, football leaks hacker Rui Pinto has threatened to release bombshell Manchester City emails and documents he claims will prove they breached FFP rules, and he insists he is confident authorities will find criminal relevancy. What do you make of this, Joe? Before we go into it, what do you make of this?
I think it tells you all you need to know that it's just football leaks hacker and emails and all of that. Pretty sure, now correct me if I'm wrong, pretty sure that the way he has obtained this information is illegal. And if it's illegal, probably doesn't stand in court. just a hunch.
Before we keep laughing, let me respond to MCFC because he's always super chatting. He's a great guy, MCFC. He says, "What's up, Hugh? Did you fully give up on Bruno? I think we will still try in July. I don't think the Bruno thing's dead, MCFC. I think City will try again in July and August. If I'm being totally real, I don't think you're going to see much activity from many clubs in general until after the Euros. But no, I've not given up on Bruno. I think City will still try for Bruno more than they will try for Kimmich. But big up to you for the super chat, man. You're always showing great love. So yeah, I appreciate you." Sorry, Joe. I had to respond to MCFC there. Go on. You're saying about how he obtained his information, and just to add to what you're saying, he did obtain this information as far back as 2014. Why are you choosing to release it now? Why didn't you release this information a decade ago or within the last decade? Why is this happening now?
Because bro is just bored and wants his name in the headlines again. He's just bored, innit? Why would you wait a decade to release information about a club doing illegal things? You wouldn't. If you found out they were illegal, you go, "Hold on, they've done some nonsense. Let me put the word out to the world. I am the hacker man. I have the information. I've seen the emails." Shout out Craig. Like, it's fucking bollocks, mate, honestly. This guy is just fucking bored, innit? He just wants his name in the headlines. And again, this information is obtained illegally. I don't think illegally obtained material stands much ground in a court case, considering it is illegal. He's broken the rules more than fucking we have, somehow, right? So... again, who are you going to believe? He's got more than 2 times the amount of charges that we have. This fucking guy, man, honestly, it's the cartel again, innit? They're just wetting themselves over anything anything that goes in their favour, anything that goes against us, they're taking as gospel. They're just taking it for what it is, going, this guy says he's got something, I'm going to believe him because it fits my agenda. It's just nonsense. Like, they're just getting excited because, I mean, they don't really have anything else to really get excited for, do they? Because there's a realistic chance that we get found not guilty, we get found innocent. So, of course, they're going to believe it. They're trying to will it into existence, basically.
Wayne said that tosser off the football terrace will be all over this. I've watched a little bit of the football terrace recently. I don't tune in very often, but I watched it recently. They're always all over it. They're like a Red Cartel football channel, football terrace. They're just non-stop. The only I think I said this live on a stream recently. I tuned into one of their shows recently about Man City and the legalities. Soon, I think it was soon the Premier League and the 115 charges, etc. First of all, there was 8 people on the panel. Not one was a Man City fan. So you're going to do a slandering City session without a Man City fan. Second of all, almost all 8 said, I don't know much about it, but they're definitely guilty.
Oh, did you see the club one as well?
What are you talking about? How can you sit there and say, I don't know much about it, but they're definitely guilty? Mate, what? Who gave you a camera? Do you know what I mean? Why are you sitting there saying, if you don't know much about it, but they're bro, what are we doing here? What are we actually doing here?
There's every single fan channel ever. Did you see the one on the club? You know, the Rory Jennings, Anna McCullough, and their thing that was on the other day where you had Hugh Wizzy and Adam McCullough grilling Boovie.
You're just burying your head in the sand. You're just burying your head in the sand. That's odd.
And it's like neither Hugh Wizzy or Adam McCullough have fucking any idea, but Adam McCullough was almost in tears again for the second time. This guy is just so he's fragile. He wants it. He wants us to go away. He's so fragile when it comes to this situation, and he knows nothing about it. It's just I find it so silly that you have every single media outlet, like every fan channel and every rival fan, the tribalism kicks in and they all go for clicks and they go, well, I don't know much about it, but it suits my agenda to go, they're guilty and 115 and all of this, where you have some objective people out there where they're kind of like, well, realistically, where's the evidence? And, you know, maybe not, maybe this, maybe that. I don't really understand, so I'm not really going to comment. That's kind of our angle. Of course, we're going to be biased to our club and say, look, we've done nothing wrong. Because our club have told us that we've done nothing wrong, so we're going to believe that. But we kind of look at it as the objective view of, I'm not a fucking lawyer, I'm not a legal expert. What'll be, will be. I don't understand what we've been charged with, but, okay, I'm not in the courtroom trying to handle the case, am I? So I don't need to understand it. I understand that we've been charged and that innocent or proven guilty. That is as far as my knowledge extends. I'm not going to be one of these fucking red shouts who comes on chanting 115 and saying you're guilty and lapping up all of this agenda-ridden stuff like TalkSport and Rui Pinto now coming out of the woodwork. It's just, okay, I can't give a shit, mate. Like, honestly,
Easy money.
It's clicks. It's all for clicks. You see Goldbridge making his, you know, Man City in crisis and FFP cheats and all of this, you know, getting a great title out of it. Fair play to you, mate, but to be honest, I don't really pay much mind to it. It's funny when people get upset about it. I will say it's very funny when people genuinely lose their minds over it and are on the verge of tears or start shouting and screaming.
You know, if I was not into football, yeah, let's say, for example, let's say theoretically or hypothetically, if I had no interest in Man City and I wanted to make money somehow off YouTube, I'd set up a channel. I'd pose as a United fan, like Goldbridge, yeah. I'd pose as a United fan, and I would just every day put panels together upon panels together upon panels together of Arsenal, Liverpool, and United fans. And I wouldn't bring any City fans on. I would just sit there with 8, 9, 10 fans of other red clubs and we'd all just slander Man City. It's easy money, mate. It's easy money, yeah? If we sat here and brought on 10 red fans and said, work away, slander City. You're going to get thousands of people coming in going, yeah, you're right. We don't know much about it, but they are guilty. Yeah, you're right. You're fuck Man City cheaters. Oil club. Oh, empty seats. Empty seats. That's what they'll all do. It's easy money, man. You get your super chats coming in, people going, yeah, you're right. And then, FFP was brought in this year, and City spent that much money that year. And how'd they spend that money on Haaland? And look at Eddie had on the shirt. Eddie had it spelt ETIHAD. If you look at the D, obviously it's written in a weird way, so they're guilty. Man, shut up, man.
That is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, look at the D on the word Etihad. It's funny. It cheats. It's not spelt right. That's not spelt right. No, honestly, it's ridiculous at the lengths they go to try and prove it. It's almost like they are a lawyer. They are fighting on behalf of the Premier League. They are in the courtroom, and they are trying to prove this. That's basically how far they go. They read too much into it. The only people that I'm going to believe when it relates to 115 is official statements from the club, from the Premier League. I don't believe what anybody else says because they're not dealing with this. They have no fucking knowledge whatsoever. Obviously, the guy who leaked the information, obviously, he had inside information that this was going to come out, but he doesn't actually know, anything else. He knew this was coming and that's it. You are not going to get anything concrete from any journalist or any piece of media whatsoever about 115 until it is done.
Uh-huh.
So you just don't read too much into it. You talk about it, yeah, sure, why not? But you just kind of have the discussion in general. You don't jump to conclusions like everybody seems to do. You're just not going to know about it until it's done.
It's always the funny ones when you see people I don't know, was it Hugh as he was saying this, or was it another show I was watching where they do have a Man City fan in their presence and they're like flies to shite, you know what I mean? They're like hyenas that see their prey and go, oh, we're hungry now. You go, and they start saying things like, come on, you're guilty. Come on, City have been cooking the books and City are guilty. No, I don't know that. Same way I don't know if they're innocent either. So how do you know? Oh, mate, it's just fucking mental stuff. But yeah, the content around it, you see on the football tower sometimes. It's all on the club there. They're all fucking, you know what I mean, money makers. But listen, we're 20 likes off 100, man. There's 130 in the building. Hit the like button, people, man. Let's get up to 100 likes and subscribe if you're new. And a link in the chat if anybody wants to support me and Joy Boy further and become a channel member. I just searched up Rui Pinto on Google. And there's a lot of articles about this guy. He's not been
a very naughty boy.
He's been a very naughty boy. Pinto's been a very naughty boy. Football Leaks founder Rui Pinto given suspended sentence over attempted extortion. Rui Pinto had a suspended sentence by Lisbon courts on counts of attempted extortion, illegal access to data, and breach of correspondence for role in Football Leaks website, which he founded in 2015. Pinto was first arrested in Hungary in 2019. So he's currently, or else maybe has completed his 4-year suspended sentence. He was found guilty on counts of attempted extortion, illegal access to data, and breach of correspondence. This guy is a nerd. Yeah, he's one of those nerds that goes, I've hacked past the frame wire here, and if I could just get through the firewall and put in the blah, 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 and put in the code here, I should be able to get access to, there we go. This guy, Joe, look, once again, neither of us are legal experts, but to my knowledge, any information or data obtained illegally it can't be used. It can't be used in most circumstances, to my knowledge, but I'm not going to say that's true or false because I don't know the actual law over that. But that's what most people are saying. If it's obtained illegally, it doesn't stand in a court of law. So I don't know what relevance Rui Pinto's information would have here. He's had 10 years to release. He sat on this information for 10 years. He sat on this information since before our cast case. He sat on this information since before anything really blew up with us. He never dropped it, never released it. Now he is now. Tommy's done a lot of talking about it. It says Rui Pinto lawyer claims another 5 hard drives include incriminating emails on City doesn't pass the small test. He is serving a 4-year suspended jail sentence in order to hand over everything at his trial as part of the agreement. Pinto is facing jail if has withheld anything. In addition, he is also currently awaiting trial over 300 plus charges for blackmail and doctoring emails. So he doctors emails as well. Okay. So Rui Pinto is facing charges for doctoring emails. But we are told to believe his emails.
So he's illegally obtained false emails. It's just fucking crazy, honestly. How does anybody believe this guy? Are you reading, like, is everybody reading the same shit that we're reading? He has illegally obtained emails and he doctors emails. Is nobody putting 2 and 2 together? Or are they putting two and two together and getting 5 and jumping to conclusions again? Okay, just fucking bonkers. This fucking guy, man. Again, I don't really think illegal against the law information is going to hold up in a court of law. Just a hunch. Just a feeling. I don't think anything illegal is going to run in court. I just don't think that happens.
No, but how are you trying to convince me that information coming from a guy who doctors emails should be taken seriously? He's facing charges for doctoring emails. And the emails he claims will prove City have engaged in illegal activity. We're meant to believe that. Look, this is so beyond my pay grade. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we have no fucking idea, right? But based on a feeling, again, I'll say it again, on a hunch, just my feeling, in a court of law, illegal shit doesn't run, and his shit is obtained illegally.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's nothing going to come of this. Nothing that's going to impact City. Nothing that's going to impact the Premier League. Nothing. Nothing of any great note is going to come out about this. I think Lee Gunner is the only YouTuber who has not badmouthed City. Lee Gunner's a good guy, man. Lee Gunner talks a lot of facts. He has his haters, Lee Gunner, because he talks truth, and some people don't like the truth. Inadmissible as evidence. Tommy seems to be a good man to follow about this kind of stuff. Pinto's arrogance blinds himself. His own ego has created a monster. I think he's on the spectrum, man. There's something wrong with this Pinto guy.
It's just, honestly, it's making me laugh more and more I think about it. He has illegally obtained emails that he has doctored and falsified as evidence. This fucking guy, man, honestly, I don't just he's illegally obtained a false email.
For anybody worrying, for anybody unsure about what any of this means, I'm telling you not to worry about Rui Pinto. Don't worry about Rui Pinto. I did quote tweet it though, and it's on 1.1 thousand likes.
Because you love winding people up because it's just so easy.
I love winding up the Red Cartel. On Twitter, people, if you don't follow me on Twitter, it's on screen now. Humory13. I am a professional at winding up the Red Cartel on Twitter. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis. When I'm bored, I will tweet things that will annoy the Red Cartel. Like, do you see my one about Foden yesterday? Where's the one about Foden?
Yeah, Foden playing with bums. Like, there's no reason he won't perform. Oh my god.
This one's on 1,000 likes. I said Foden is levels above the majority of dross he's forced to play with. They're simply not in his wavelength or level of IQ. They're just trying to wind people up and they fall for it. And then I said about the Rui Pinto one, he's a criminal. His evidence has been obtained illegally, so it doesn't stand in a trial. Could have handed this information over any time over the last decade. Nothing in this matters whatsoever. Sorry, sad emoji. 1.1k likes, 232 comments, 79 quote tweets. Just angry reds. Angry reds.
It's just so fragile.
So you're admitted you're guilty and there is evidence. Nice one.
They are so fragile.
I can't admit anything. There's nothing I can admit. I'm not involved in this shit. What do you mean? A few tweets on Twitter that there might be evidence. That's not me admitting the fuck all. I'm not intertwined with this.
No. It's an admission of guilt. Do we not remember us suing the Premier League for PSR and all that was an admission of guilt? You quote tweeting a fucking bollocks tweet, admission of guilt, mate. You're admitting that we are guilty.
These Red Cartel fans, man, they're a pack of losers. Pack of absolute losers that get horny, yeah? They get bricked up when they see the word city, evidence, or guilty in the same tweet. Yeah, they start to get all like that. They're like, whoa, bro. Go outside, meet a woman or a man, whatever you're into.
I like the. I know Lee Gunner likes to use this word a lot. I like the AK4P mutants. You've used mutants before. I love that word. It's such a good word to describe some people.
Absolute sewer rats, man. They crawl out of the sewer when they see city, evidence, or guilty in the same tweet. They crawl out and go, take city down, corruption, they're ruining football. Oh man, I find it funny, man. I find it funny. And if you're subscribers around here for a long time, me and Joe, we've had plenty of serious conversations about this stuff, like angry ones and we're being serious. But at this point, until anything serious comes out, me and Joe, we're just gonna keep laughing about this shit and laughing at these sewer rats. Yeah, absolutely stinking a piss, a lot of them. Sewer rats, I'm telling you, man. Right, listen, we're gonna wrap it up anyway. It's been a fun stream, man. It's been a fun stream. We're still 15 likes off 100, so if you're watching on playback or you haven't done now, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, link top of the description and in the chat now if any of you want to become channel members. All of your support massively appreciated. We'll try get another stream together tomorrow or Saturday. Maybe get some guests on. Hopefully some more news comes out or stuff we can talk about comes out. If there's anything you want us to talk about ever on streams, fire it away. Fire the news or the information to me or Joe. His socials are below him. Mine are below me. And just follow us anyway. Follow us anyway, man. And we'll follow most of you back. So big up. Enjoy the rest of your days. Come on, England. Wrap her up.
Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand, 'cause you are